Hello, hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of Friday Night Hangout. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining in from. I'm your host, Joy Onyeso, and I'm super excited to welcome you to another exciting episode of the Friday Night Hangout. Yay! Okay, the conversation continues on staying anchored. Last week, we looked at ways we can stay anchored. And tonight, we're going to be looking at personal development as a way of staying anchored. So, if you're just coming in, welcome. I see you, IJ, welcome. Ngozi, good evening, welcome. And I'm excited to have this conversation with you tonight. Remember, it's 30 minutes of intense, interesting, very relatable and applicable knowledge. And I ask you to get your writing materials, reflection materials, and something to keep you busy. Just stay tuned. Don't go away. We're going to have very exciting conversation. Hey, yes. Thank God it's Friday. Okay. So last week we started our conversation for the month of April. And we talked about the need to stay anchored. We looked at different ways of staying anchored. And tonight we're going to hone in on personal development. If you are in this climb, in fact, in this world, you would have heard a lot about personal development. People just say, no, personal development is, it's important to develop yourself, it's important to grow yourself. Let's now unpack personal development. When we're talking about personal development, what do we really mean? Why is it important? And how can it help us to stay anchored? I'm going to talk about it in a very relatable way. And don't forget to use the comment section. I would always love to hear from you. You tell me your experience. If you have questions, please use the comment section. Hey, Mr. Shola, I see you. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. So, what really is personal development? Now, let's look at it this way. Any conscious set of activities that you take or you engage in that would, improve your potentials, improve your employability, improve your talents, and even improve your wealth is personal development. So it's really a very broad concept. But at the end of the day, at the core of personal development is making you to understand who you are, helping you to live a satisfied and happy life, and being the best version of yourself, whether it be in business, ensuring that the best version of you comes into that business. If you are in any profession, the best version of you comes into that profession. And then in your personal life, being the best, being all that you can be. So looking at ways of improving your potentials, improving your talents, improving your employability, improving your wealth. So if you see anyone that is wealthy, don't forget that when we talk about wealth this time around, we're not just talking about financial wealth. If you had joined us in the month of, that was March, when we talked about Power Woman, we talked on the letter W, wealthy, and we looked at different types of wealth. So when we're talking about wealth in this instance, we're looking at that full spectrum of wealth. So any conscious set of activity that helps you to improve your skills in all these areas is personal development. Now, some of the erroneous thoughts that we have is that personal development is designed for a certain period of life. And you maybe for some certain age grade, you hear some certain people say, oh, I'm too old to participate in this activity. I'm too old to do that. I'm too old to do this. Listen, learning happens in a continuum. So personal development is a dedication. to a lifetime of learning and applying knowledge. So as long as you are alive, as long as you're breathing, you need to be involved in activities that will help you grow. Learning is a continuum. So as long as you are alive, it happens in a continuum. So it's not reserved for certain time frames of, in your life. Maybe for those that are between the ages of 20 to 30, maybe 30 to 60. No, it cuts across. It is something that you want to improve the quality of your life. Now, some of the importance of personal development. Remember, we're talking about personal development within a context. Last week we talked about staying anchored. And one of the ways we can stay anchored is by focusing on personal development. So within that context, the importance of personal development are numerous. One of which is that it keeps you motivated. You wake up, there is something you're waking up to. You're embarking on activity, it is because there is something you're looking forward to. And when you're motivated, there is no mountain that will be too high for you. You would be happy, you would feel satisfied, and you're in a better position to, support others, contribute your own quota to the society growth. That's what personal development does. It also helps you to know yourself. Who am I really? Some of us, beyond knowing our names, our profession, or the business, we're not in tune with ourselves. We have a limited self-awareness. If you don't know who you are, it is difficult for you to bring the fullness of yourself to the table. It's difficult for you to be engaged actively in any relationship, any, process, because you don't even know who you are. And this is what affects, hello, Promise, good evening, nice to have you here. And this lack of self-awareness is what impacts on confidence level, is what impacts on your direction, because when you know who you are, what makes you, your values, your beliefs, your goal in life, it gives you direction. And that's what personal development does for you. It helps you to interrogate yourself, your life, what you're bringing to you ask questions like, who am I? What am I here to do? What gives me happiness? What makes me feel satisfied? How can I support other people? And it is very important that as a human being, you go through this process. Otherwise, you would find yourself just showing up every day with no direction. You see a number of people at a certain age, they're still clueless as to what they can actually do, as to what they are good at, as to what really makes them happy. And this impacts the decisions they make in life. The decisions of a life partner, the decision of the kind of job or business to get engaged in. It impacts a lot on their life decisions. And then you see they are struggling. They are struggling. They are struggling. Yes, Promise. Until I go through this, I cannot make any progress. That's it. So you find that they are struggling because they have limited self-awareness. They're not engaged in any process that makes them to be reflective. You want to be engaged in processes that bring out the best out of you. And that's what personal development does. It's all about growth. So don't take it for granted. You give up on attending trainings, on networking, on coaching, on mentorship, and you just think, oh, I can do it all by myself. Yes, you can do a lot by yourself, but there's still a lot that you need help with. So why struggle when help is just by the corner? So that's how important personal development is. If you want to realize your full potential as a human, then you need to be invested in personal development for the rest of your life. You see some persons at 60 enrolling for a certain degree, and you're sitting by the corner wondering, is she not too old to go back to school to study? The awareness has hit her at that point that she needs to engage in that particular learning activity to make her feel fulfilled. And when you engage in any activity that makes you feel fulfilled, you find yourself blossoming. You find your confidence level begin to increase. And you know something about confidence level. When your confidence starts to increase, you find out that you're able to do more. You're able to take more risk. You're able to achieve more, and you celebrate yourself better. You don't wait for people's validation. One of the common thing about people who are not invested in personal development, one of the key things you say is that they are people pleasers. You call them here, the answer there, they are everywhere, they're just thrown about. And then life situation will be flogging them up and down. Because life would happen as long as you're in this journey of life. Pressures of life will hit you. Now, what builds your resilience is how much in tune and aligned you are with your core values, with your beliefs. What do you know? How have you built your resilience? How have you built your ability to remain resolute and resilient in the face of adversities? That is the skills life, personal development will give to you. So it's not something to joke around with. And that's why if you want to stay anchored, you can't afford not to be invested in personal development. You need to grow. You see how the pregnancy grows in a woman for 9 months, and the baby comes out, and the baby goes through stages, goes through the stage of, being helpless, dependent on the mom, learns how to sit, how to crawl, how to stand, how to walk. That's how we go through life as well. And we would need to be invested in this process until you take your last breath. You would need to open your mind to know more. And when you know, you apply. So, what are the steps in personal development? Let me try and just simplify it. The first thing is it starts by clarifying your life vision. What is your personal vision? If you don't have a personal vision, this is a good time to start. I'm not going to go too much into personal vision because I dealt extensively with it the beginning of the year. You can go to my personal page and look at my posts from the beginning of the year. I dealt extensively with vision. I talked about clarifying your vision, and I put out a number of tools that can help you clarify your vision. So if you're here and you don't have clarity as to what your life vision is, it is not too late. This is the time to start. What is your life vision? Where do you see yourself in the future? If you cannot look into the future and see the future you, it is difficult for you to know the pathway to get to that point. It is by understanding the vision, the future you want for yourself, that gives you the motivation to take the steps to achieve that. That is why life's vision is very important. In the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, when you're 70, 80, 90, what would you want to have achieved? Who do you want to be? What legacies do you want to leave? Having a deep understanding of this is what informs the decisions that you make and the actions that you take. That is why having a life vision is very, very important. You cannot just keep showing up every day with nothing in mind. You'll just be drifting. And that's why to stay anchored, personal development is a must. So clarify your vision. And there are several ways to clarify your vision. Like I said, go back to my post. The first 2 weeks of the year, I dealt extensively with that. Now, I'm a believer, and so with everything I do, I still would also advise that prayer is also very important. Prayerfully seek wisdom and knowledge from God while you also do your bit. Do your bit. I do not subscribe to lazy Christianity at all. There is a bit that you have to do that no one else can do for you. God will allow you to do that one. Then He will do the one only Him can do. So you need to be focused on growing yourself. Do not become comfortable. Do not become comfortable at a level. That is one way really of making us not to optimize our potentials. When you become too comfortable at a certain level of growth, what next? What next? And that what next is as a result of understanding what your life vision is. When you have an understanding of a life vision, it takes you through life like this. And everyone wondering, what is pushing her? Your life vision is motivating you because you know what has been set out before you. Apostle Paul talked about for the crown that was set out before him, he was able to keep moving even when challenges and trial comes. Why? He already knows what his life vision is. So what's your life vision? What is that thing that makes you wake up even when you don't feel like showing up? You say, no, I must get this started. I must get this started. I must do this. I must do that. And even when challenges or barrier hits you, you're able to pull yourself up and keep moving, understanding your life vision. Now, the next step I'll ask you to do is try to get to know yourself more. How do you do that? One way is by having what I call a self-audit. What is a self-audit? A self-audit is the process where you really look at yourself sincerely and you understand what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what opportunities are before you, and what threats exist in the environment that would look like a hindrance or a barrier to you achieving your full potentials. If you do not know all of this, it is difficult to be able to take informed decisions and to thrive even in challenging times. When you show me a resilient person, I will show you someone who understands his or her strengths, her weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. There is no magic about it. It is something that we need to do, and it's something that has to be done periodically because every day you sleep and wake up, you evolve. Every day you sleep and wake up, you evolve. So you want to be in tune with the person you're evolving to because you're evolving into the best version of yourself. So you can't keep dealing with yourself like you dealt with yourself 1 year ago, 2 years ago. No, things have changed with you. Your perception has shifted. So you need to be in tune with that new person you're becoming on a daily basis. And then it also affects the kind of decisions you make, the kind of environment you want to be in, the kind of relationships you keep, the kind of things that drive or motivate you. It is not static. What motivates you is never static. What used to motivate you 1 year ago, 6 months ago, may not motivate you again because you've grown. So the stakes become higher for you. So it is okay when you find yourself shifting, finding new likes, new things. That's because you're growing. That's because you're evolving. And that is okay. You need to be comfortable with that. And then what one thing again personal development does for you is it gives you direction. Direction. So if you start by clarifying your personal vision, carrying out a self-audit, by the time you've gone through this two process, you come to a point where you have a direction for your life. Oh, this is what I want to be doing. It becomes easier for you to say yes to certain things and no to other things. So someone might come to you with beautiful ideas. Hey, sis, you see this business? In next 6 months, we're going to cash out. Da, 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 da. It seems so exciting. Now, one of the things I've learned over the years is I don't say yes to every beautiful thing. Yes, it is good. Yes, it sounds interesting. Yes, it will be profitable. But is it in alignment with my life vision? Is it in alignment with where I want to see myself go? Because you have to be careful. Some good things can distract you from your life's journey and take you to another direction completely. That's why you need to keep evaluating yourself periodically to know where you are and where you need to go to. That gives you the power to say no to some things. You want to do this? No. Why? It is not in your lineup of things. It is good, it is okay, but not for now. There are certain things I put in what I call my parking space. I love this. I want to do this, but this will be stretching me and it will be distracting me. It is good, but it's not for now. I will do this maybe 2 years, in 3 years. It helps you to know, personal development helps you to know when you're ripe for certain things. It helps you to know what you don't even want to get involved with. Otherwise, you find yourself in a circles everywhere. You get involved with people you don't need to get involved with. You find yourself in relationship that you should have left long time ago. You find yourself in jobs that you have outgrown. You find yourself in processes that serves you. In this age of social media, creating WhatsApp group and all kinds of things, you find yourself in places where you don't really need to be there. Periodically, I go through my WhatsApp and I delete myself from groups that are no longer serving me. If I can't bring anything to the process and the process is not adding to me, I don't believe in just being there for being there. No, it's a waste of time. That's what personal development does for you. It tells you where to put your energy, where to put your time. Remember that time is a non-renewable currency. So if you spend your time, you can't get it back. It's a currency that once you spend it, that's it. I want to be sure that I'm spending my time in things that are valuable, in things that are inspiring me, in things that are going to give me a return on investment because I'm investing my time. So I want us to begin to shift, from the way we look at personal development. It's not set for a particular time in frame. It's a lifelong commitment to growth. That is simply what it is. It means that you are committed to growing. Just like every day you get older, right? That's how it is. You need to be committed to doing the work every day for you to grow, for you to optimize your potentials. And when you've done that, it gives you so much joy. I was discussing with someone, a very close friend, and I said to her, I'm operating from a place of contentment. What does that mean? It means that I'm at a level where I am satisfied at the growth opportunities I'm taking. Remember, I said when you do a personal audit, you get to know the opportunities you have for growth. So if by now you don't know the opportunities that are before you for growth, you need to do a personal audit. Don't go through life aimlessly. You wake up today, by the time it's night, you go to bed, you wake up again. Where is the room for reflection? Where is the room for result-focused action? Where is the room for growth? Where is the room for impact? There is so much more to life. And if you are not investing in personal development, you miss the message of life. Life has a special message for everyone. It is through the process of personal development you find your unique message. And it's discovering this unique message that ignites the passion in you, ignites the fire in you to be the best version of yourself. When we talk about being the best version of ourselves, it's more than rhetorical words. It's a complete work from the mindset to the thoughts, to the actions, to the results, to the legacies. It's a complete work. And you need to be committed to that. So if you want to stay anchored, personal development gives you, the motivation to stay anchored, staying focused, not drifting. Personal development does that to you. And by the end of the day, it helps you to build effective skills in communication, in leadership, in organization, In integrity, you can actually work on your integrity level. So if by chance you're at a level where you find that your integrity level is low or is non-existent, you have an opportunity to work on it. Personal development gives you that opportunity. Then you begin to question certain values. You begin to question certain beliefs. And like, why am I even doing this? Why can't I do that? You begin to take certain steps to improve yourself. And you see yourself working hard to up your integrity level. That's what we're talking about. Best version. You stop comparing yourself with any other person. When you're not focused on your personal development, that's when you have opportunities and time to be focused on other people's lane. Oh, look at Ngozi. She has bought a car. She's traveling. Why are you focused on Ngozi when you have a whole life ahead of you to focus on? So personal development gives you that room to remove your eyes from other people. When we say focus on your lane, what we mean is focus on you. Focus on you. It doesn't distract you from supporting or helping people, from celebrating other people. It helps you to reduce that competition and that comparison, and it gives you the freedom to celebrate others. If you have a difficulty celebrating other people, then you need to grow. You need to do some personal work. So when you start doing those personal work that is required on you, you will not find it difficult to celebrate your sister. You will understand that someone's light doesn't need to dim for yours to shine so brightly. No one's light needs to be dim for yours to shine. We all can shine so brightly and illuminate the pathway. No one light needs to go off for yours to shine. No, that's an archaic, limited belief. And when you are in that space of believing that someone needs to go down for you to go up, you continue in that strife, that competition. You want to put people down. You listen, it's a lot of work we need to do on ourselves. And when you start doing the work, trust me, when you look back, you can't be the same person again. You will find that you've moved, you've grown, and you'll be so proud of the person you're becoming. And so, in summary, tonight, remember that we're talking about staying anchored. And last week we talked about different ways of staying anchored. And today I said we're going to really hone in on personal development. It helps you to stay focused. It helps you to be the best version of yourself. It is any set of activities that is geared towards improving your profit, your employability, your talent, your potentials, and your wealth. It's an intentional activity. It is not something that happens by coincidence. It can be measured. So your growth level can be measured. And I've told us some of the starting points for doing this, for starting off on our personal development is first and foremost clarify your personal vision. If you don't have a vision, it's difficult for you to know what to do. It's difficult for you to have direction. It's difficult for you to stay motivated. It's even difficult for you to know where to put in your energy and your time. And please be committed to doing the periodic self-evaluation, the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. If you find yourself doing all of these things, you will find yourself becoming the best version of yourself. I hope you've had a nice time with me tonight and you got some nuggets. I see you all. I hope I'm seeing everyone here. I see Chizoba, Ozioma, Chidema, Udochi, Chideka, Promise, IJ, Ada. I hope you welcome, and I hope you got value from tonight's session. What is the value of tonight's conversation to you? Please use the chat box. I would love to know how much you got out of this. What is your takeaway? Remember, I keep saying that if you get knowledge and you don't apply it, you'll be in a constant learning mode. And one of the things I would love for us to do is to have a process where we learn, we apply, we learn, we apply. That is also the part of personal growth. You will see yourself growing when you can learn new things and then you apply it. You revalidate what you know and then you apply it. So what What has come through for you tonight before we wrap up? What has come through for you tonight? Rela says, IG says, yes, I did get value. Promise says, thank you so much. And then it says, thank you. Ozioma says, work on your integrity level. Powerful. Ozioma says, jobs you have grown. God help me. Amen. Chidova says, personal development helps you to evolve. Yes. And Udochi says, SWOT analysis. Yes, yes, yes. SWOT analysis. So with this, we come to the wrap up of today's. Oh, what Chidima says, I came late. Good evening. Good evening, Chiamaka. Not a problem. You can watch the replay. Thank you for even joining in at all. You can watch the replay. Ngozi says the need for intentional personal development. Perfect. Awesome. Promise says the value of tonight for me, some good things that are not in line with my vision and direction of life can distract me and channel me completely to a different course. Powerful takeaway. Yes. What's it say? But I will pick up something from the comments. Exactly. Good one there. So before I leave, I want to invite those of you who haven't registered yet for the She Speaks Summit 2023. I'm very excited. She Speaks Summit is happening on the 28th and 29th of April in Lagos. It's also an opportunity for personal growth and business growth. So for those of you who are coaches, who are consultants, we have a special session for you at the She Speaks Summit. And so if you haven't registered yet, please do well to register at the She Speaks Summit. You can get more information on the She Speaks Summit from my website, joyunisocoachingconsult.com/She Speaks Summit, and you get all the information you need there for your registration. For those of you who are registered, yes, I'm excited and I'm looking forward to seeing you. Remember, we have a VIP She Speaks Masterclass on the 27th. So for those of you who registered as a VIP, please don't forget to plan your travels to include coming in on Thursday. We have a buffet session, beautiful session on Thursday. I can't wait as well. Promise says, I'm a coach man. What do I need to register at SAP? Okay, I will send you the link for the registration so that you can get registered. It's happening in Lagos, and I can't wait to see all of you. The link is right here. You can click on the link and get registered. Promise. We have special session for coaches, consultants. Come prepared. And if you're a coach or consultant and you registered as a VIP, I want you to come with your questions for the VIP session. It's a laser coaching session. We'll have almost like 3 hours together, having laser coaching questions, sessions. Any question you have at all in your business, in your personal development, bring it on. This is our special time together. And I come fully ready for our sessions. And I hope that you also come fully prepared, because this year's theme, Just Believe, is deep. We're going to break barriers. We're going to set out systems. We're going to get us ignited and ready for action. So if you haven't registered, use the link, get registered, and I look forward to seeing you in Lagos. So until then, take care of yourself. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to seeing you next week Friday as well. Next week Friday, 21st, we'll continue the conversation on staying anchored. I love you. I celebrate you. And of course, I honor you. See you next week Friday on another session on staying anchored. Bye for now.
Oh yeah, it's a Friday.